Hey everybody, hi. Thanks for joining me today. I'm super excited. I'm going to be talking to Kind's VP of Policy, Jennifer Podkul, today. Super excited you guys can join me. I was actually just donating the money that we raised on Cameo together. I just completed the transfer from Cameo, and I'm so excited to donate to them today on GivingTuesday. Super exciting. Yeah, I just want to check and see if Jen is here. I don't think she's here quite yet. I hope you guys are all staying safe and well at home. It's a pretty all in, but yeah, it's great to give back if we can, right? Hi.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
You're kind of sideways. Can I
Am
turn
I?
you?
All right. Hold on one
Yeah.
second.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. Well, I now see your ceiling fan, but we're on a we're on a that's better. Hi Jen.
There we
It's
go.
Jennifer, right?
Hi. Yes. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you so much for taking this time to talk with me.
Yeah, sure. Likewise. We're really happy to have this conversation.
Yeah, so for everybody watching that doesn't know what Kind is, can you tell them?
Yeah, sure. So we are a national organization in the United States, and we provide attorneys to unaccompanied migrant children who have come to the United States asking for protection. So, when kids come here and they need help, right, they oftentimes don't have resources. So we try to find lawyers for them for free.
So what happens if a child doesn't have a lawyer?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to court, but even as a lawyer, I get nervous going in front of a judge. And if these kids don't have a lawyer, they still have to go to court. They still have to try to make their case before a judge and explain why they're worthy of protection in the United States.
So the United States won't appoint them an attorney or someone, they're just on their own?
They're on their own. It's hard for anyone to believe, and it's so different than our criminal system, right? Because in the criminal court,
Right.
if you can't afford a lawyer, the government will give you one. That's not
Right,
true.
yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I mean, you have, the judges struggle, they have little kids in front of them. It's hard for them to explain what's going on. And oftentimes they don't speak English even. So it's
Right.
absolutely absurd to think that anyone, let alone a kid, could do it on their own without a lawyer.
So usually, I mean, who are these children? Where are they coming from? I mean, I know they're coming from
Yeah.
lots of places, but
Yeah, I mean, they really come from all over the world. I would say probably most of our clients are coming from Central America right now, but it's countries where there's upheaval, where there aren't good child protection systems, where it's not safe for these kids to be. So, they come to a place where they think they can be safe, perhaps a place where they have family or they know somebody to ask for
yeah.
protection. So we have kids coming from Guatemala, from Somalia, from Bangladesh, from all over the world. And these kids, I mean, some of them are really young, some are as old as 17, but it's really a mix of what we're seeing, kind of both genders as well as ages.
Yeah, yeah. And so the Kind lawyers, you guys partner up people that speak the language where they're from and represent
Yeah,
them.
yeah, so we find interpreters to speak their language. The other thing that our model, what we do is we actually find attorneys who do lawyers who might work for Amazon or a corporation or a big law firm who are willing to take these cases for free. Now, they might not be
Oh,
experts
wow.
in immigration law, but we'll
Wow.
help them. So we screen the kids, then we train those lawyers on how to do those cases, and they do them
Right.
for free. So it's at no
So
cost to the government.
are the majority of the lawyers volunteers?
Yep, they're volunteering. Yes, we have our attorneys on staff, smaller staff, and then we go out and we're able to really kind of really leverage the private sector and get them so we can represent more kids that way. So these attorneys are doing
Wow.
it for free. And it's amazing. I feel like once they do one, they're hooked, right? They want to help these kids.
Really?
They love working with the kids. They love it. So we've had great, outpouring of interest from the private sector to help with this.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. So what do you think are some of the misconceptions that people have surrounding this whole topic?
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's hard from someone, I think particularly, I'm sitting here in the United States and, I think, would I send my kids off somewhere? Like, it's this decision, like it's an easy decision, or a parent's going to make the decision for the kid. A lot of times these kids make the decision on their own, or they don't have someone, to care for
Oh,
them. They don't have a parent, or it's not safe at home, right? And so they're trying to protect their families, and so they leave on their own. So when we say unaccompanied kids, people often say, like, no, really, they have to be with someone. And no, really, I mean, these are unaccompanied kids. These are
yeah.
young kids on their own, traveling thousands of miles. I mean, they're
Wow.
really amazing.
So what is the process that most children experience when they do try to come to the United States and seek protection?
Yeah. So when they come, their first encounters with law enforcement, with a border patrol agent, right? And they're put in those, real kind of dirty cement cells that we've probably seen on TV or pictures in the newspaper. From there, they go to shelters that are run by the government that are supposed to provide care and custody for them while they look for somebody to care for that child. So that could be a family member, it could be a family friend, someone who's willing to support that child while they go through the immigration court process, because that could take a while. So they
Right.
go to a shelter that's designed for children after that initial border patrol interaction, but then they get to live in a home, and they get to live in a community and go to school while they're going through the court process until a judge decides whether or not they're able to stay in the United States, or that it's safe for them to return to their country of origin.
Right, right. So, what about these children that we all saw the images of from 2 years ago? That, like, where are they now? What's happened to them?
Yeah. So, at the height of the zero tolerance policy of family separation, it was total mayhem, right? I mean,
Right,
the government was sending kids to places, parents to other places. Some of the parents were deported. It was total mayhem for a while. So it's taken 2 years to try to find everybody, figure out where they are. But then it's a really tough decision. So if parents and kids are in different places, they have to decide what's going to be best for them. Do they want to, for those who are still in the US, do they want to ask for protection? Do they want to try to stay here? Do they feel like they want to reunify back in their country of origin? So we've been counseling the kids, explaining to them their rights, talking to the families, as we've been able to identify them, to try to figure this all out. Some are here in the United States. Some have won their cases. They're safe here and they can stay here. Some are back in their country of origin, and a lot of them are still in the middle of the process. The process takes a really
right,
long time, so we're still working through that.
right. So, what about this number that I was seeing a lot of 600 some children that they can't find their parents? Is
Yeah.
this still going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe, right, that the government
Yeah,
separated these people without figuring out that they needed to have a system to be able to keep them, put them back together again. So, these numbers are a result of misinformation, people moving. A lot of parents were deported, thinking that they were going to be deported with their children, and that was not the case. So a lot of it now is that parents, do they want to come forward? And it's tough because without the government offering them something right now, without offering them the ability to reunify for their children, it might not be worth it to be coming forward, right? So the number might be a little bit misleading in terms of people actually being lost, but what it means is the government has not made those people whole. They have not put those families back together, and they have not really given those parents what they owe them after doing all that harm to the parents and to the children, by making sure that they can be safe together permanently. So that's what KIND is really working on. Our ultimate goal is that they're all reunified and they can all be in a safe place together.
wow. And how long has Kind been an organization?
About 11 years. So we were
Wow.
started, yeah, it was a partnership. Microsoft Corporation actually, had this idea of, leveraging the private sector, taking lawyers who work
Oh,
for firms and corporations and helping. And so we've really kind of expanded that model around the country.
right, right. So this issue has been um, obviously an issue longer than the Trump administration. Is that right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I feel like just in the past few years, a lot of people have found out about these kids, unfortunately,
Right,
because of the tragedies, that have
right,
befallen
right,
them and their families. But, kids have been traveling on their own in search of a better life, in search of protection forever, right? I mean,
right,
it's,
right.
even, in 2014, the numbers started getting higher of this population coming to the US. Before that, but there was about 7 to 9,000 kids every year, that were encountered
Wow,
or on their own. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
And
so the numbers are,
how many children can kind help in a year?
yeah, that's a great question. So, we do lots of things. So we have intakes, we screen kids, and then we can say to them, we think you have a case, you can make a case and you might have a claim for protection. And then there's some kids that we can talk about and might make the decision to go back to their country of origin because it is safe. And if they have the right kind of support, which kind can help them with, they can thrive in their communities.
Right,
So
because it's such a case by case thing, right?
exactly. Yeah. So we screen children. And then of the open cases we have right now, we have over 5,000 open cases that we're actively
Wow.
working on for kids who are in
Wow.
proceedings right now. Yeah, the numbers are pretty remarkable.
Wow, that's incredible. So let's say, I've raised some money with my fans for you guys.
They're so
Obviously, I want to encourage everybody to donate as well today on Giving Tuesday. When people give money to Kind, what does that money do?
Yeah, so, first and foremost, right, it's the child's legal case. But look, when these kids are going through the case, it's a long process, right? So they need they need a lot of social services support. We've actually started hiring social workers to help team up with our
Oh,
members to make
wow.
sure the kids are enrolled in school, that they don't have food insecurity, that they have their health needs addressed. A lot of these kids have suffered a lot before they came and they need mental health services. And so we link them up with those kinds of services. So it's really kind of getting a lot more holistic. We do a lot of advocacy with the government to make sure that their rights are being respected and laws are being passed that will be more protective of these kids than what we've
Yeah,
seen. And we're actually doing work in Mexico and Central America now as well, too, really working to address the root causes of why the kids are coming in the first place, right? The ultimate
right,
goal is to let these kids be able to stay safely in their communities, right?
right,
We want to
right.
make sure that they can stay. So doing work there to make sure that the US government is supporting programs that will allow those kids to stay, but then also that they're safe during their journey because everybody knows how dangerous it is.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it's all so overwhelming. And, I feel such an emotional response, especially as a mother, when you see these images of these children. So it feels so good to support an organization that is really advocating for what is best for the child and protecting them. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you. I mean, I
it feels,
say it does, sometimes it feels overwhelming and it feels like, what can we do? And it's so much and there's so many problems. But man, when you see these kids and they come out on the other end of it and they are safe and they're happy. I mean, I always joke I'm going to work for one of them one day. These kids are amazing. I mean, they're the most tenacious kids you've ever met. So one kid, what you're doing for them and their family is really amazing. And it's permanent, it's a permanent solution and you're setting them up for a lifetime of success that it really is rewarding. It's hard, but it's definitely rewarding.
right, right. Now, is there anything people can do to help other than give money? Should we be writing to our senators or signing petitions? Is there anything else that we can do to help make this issue improve?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I mean, there's a lot that we can do. I think what we saw during the height of family separation is that the outrage from the average person really made a difference, right? That's what stopped the policy. And so I
Right.
think, people continuing to speak up about what they think is fair. You don't have to know everything about immigration law to say, I think a kid deserves a lawyer and I think a kid should have a fair shot to tell their story. So
Yeah.
certainly, calling your member of Congress, it's not as intimidating as it is. All you have to say is, I think kids should have lawyers. I think they shouldn't be separated from their families. We have a petition on our website, which is supportkind.org, which you can sign that we'll send to the government and the new administration, talking to them
Oh,
about what we
great.
want to see for these kids moving forward. As you mentioned, it's Giving Tuesday, so we have a donate button, and a little bit can really go a long way, especially right now.
Yeah,
A lot of families are facing extra challenges with COVID, and
I'm
so any
sure.
support for them would be really helpful.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be donating today. I hope that all of you guys watching will be joining me. Even a little bit is gonna go a long way. And then while you're there on the supportkind.org website, let's find that petition that Jen just mentioned and sign that as well. A lot of my fans that are watching are outside the U.S. Can they donate?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We make it very easy on our website. It'll be very clear. And if there's
Okay.
any questions, it's easy to contact us as well.
Okay, cool. Great. That's awesome. Um, now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention today?
No, I just think that, we're so grateful for people's interest, yours and all your fans, interest in this population. These kids are, just particularly vulnerable and in a position, though, but they're on the cusp of, safety and greatness. And if we can just get them over that last little hurdle after all that they've already gone through, it would just really
Yeah,
really impact a lot of lives.
yeah. I Yeah, can't thank you enough for the work that you guys do. It feels so great to support an organization that is protecting children. And I imagine, by the time that they even reach US soil, they've probably gone through so much already.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard to even wrap your head around sometimes. So it feels really good to um, try to contribute and try to help. So I would encourage all of you guys to go donate to supportkind.org. And thank you so much, Jen.
Thank you. It was great to talk to you. Thanks so
Yeah, I
much.
really appreciate your time. And I'll be posting this on my Instagram page. So even after Tuesday, you can still donate. It's just today's like a big, great day to celebrate, giving back. But you can donate to Kind any day whenever you see this. And just know that every dollar that you guys give is going to go towards helping children that are really in need. So thank you guys so much. Even like a small amount, it's just so great, and we can all band together and hopefully improve a child's life.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, take care. Bye.